A Easter Sunday fixture that promised a show of biblical proportions. However, Arsenal and City should have been searching for goals instead of chocolate eggs. This is Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get away more. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
Yes, sir. What do you do?
Also joining me today is Tsepi. Hello, darling.
Hi, darling. How's it?
Good. And everybody's favorite super sub.
Danko.
Guys, I brought it up. Obviously, the big fixture from the weekend.
What was the big fixture?
Arsenal versus Manchester City.
Oh.
Didn't live up to
Did
the
you forget it
expectation.
happened?
Yeah, like
I think most of us could have.
Yeah, I didn't live up to the expectation.
Like, exactly.
The word on the social media street.
It was Soweto Derby. The old Soweto Derby.
Yeah. But on social media, I think a lot of people have been saying it was like a tactical masterclass between the two managers, especially Arteta, how he set up the defense. And you have to commend him on setting up the defense in the way he did, because as much as a draw is not the best result for Arsenal, there was only one result that they couldn't have, and that was a loss in this game. And so to play for the draw against the Manchester City side, who's a very good Manchester City side, meant 4 points out of 6 from Manchester City.
It was also a case of Arsenal looked the more threatening team on the day. I think with City, they probably had 3 chances where you're like, this could have almost been a goal. But Arsenal were all over them. The way that the high press that Arsenal was using, I was actually very impressed tactically with how Arteta approached that game. And unfortunately, looking at this time of the season where things stand, I almost want to say it's easier to play it safe rather than go and do what a Jurgen Klopp team does, that rock and roll football. We'll see.
You're right. And actually, may I just say this? Marco, when we gave our predictions last week, and you would remember that I was going for like a 3-4 scoreline and the like, and you did say that both teams are going to be as conservative as possible, and it's exactly what happened.
The game meant too much, Super Sub.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I don't understand when Len says Arsenal was all over Manchester City.
They weren't?
With that ball position.
Oh, I'm asking.
But in terms of the press, so even though City managed to keep the ball, just the aggressive nature of the press and the tactical ability,
they
made it hard
in
for
that
City
regard.
In a way.
Then yes, it makes sense. It was a point gain for Arsenal. I'll think.
Ballers, going to get into your views now. Thank you once again, as always, for joining us here on Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Getway more rather. If you are joining on the Betway app as a new user, remember to use the affiliate code Onside ZA. It helps us out a lot. Also, if you're looking to back some fixtures in the midweek, myself and Len Moleko have placed our bets. You can copy our betting codes in the description as well. And for the first time, Super Sub has decided to give you guys his insight into it. So his betting code is in the comments as well. So if you do want to bet like Super Sub, be sure to get the betting code from the description below. Of course, both Len and I losing money on the Fulham fixture. Just an update on that one quickly. Nottingham Forest are winning 2-0 at home to Fulham. They want to survive.
It's that time of the season.
It is.
So, in fact, one would be inclined to say it's much more dangerous to play those teams at the bottom than it is to play the mid-table guys and the ones bubbling under there to want to play Champions League.
I couldn't agree more. Is it a good time to play a team like Fulham, who are clearly a better side than Forest, but have so little to play for at this point?
Yes, I would rather...
they're looking at 10th, depending on how many goals Cole Palmer scores.
Yeah, I would rather play Fulham at this point. I would rather play...
Agreed. I think the game means so much more to Forest, but it is only the 32nd minute. Nottingham Forest leading 2-0 there. An update on the rest of the Premier League fixtures. Newcastle United in the 33rd minute, leading Everton 1-0 at home. Everton going to look like they're in some serious danger soon, especially if Luton keep performing as well as they have been. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0 in the 19th minute, and Burnley 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, with Spurs and West Ham still to come this evening. But back to the Manchester City game. Super Sub, Erling Haaland getting a lot of stick I think that MacG would be back in the studio talking to us about how he's overrated if Manchester United were performing any better.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think he goes quiet in games where City are not getting into those positions, when there's no supply. He's a typical old-fashioned number 9, and he relies on supply. And he's not a player that will go get a ball for himself. He needs to be fed those balls, and if those balls are not coming in, he's gonna have a quiet game, unfortunately.
Hindsight is 2020, of course. Julian Alvarez probably would have been a better choice at number 9 for this fixture. But like I said, hindsight, because if you look at the game before the fixture, you're like, if you predicted that Arsenal were going to defend and the qualities of your side, let's try get some balls into the box.
Yeah.
And then Haaland's the only one who's going to be able to compete with the stellar pairing of Saliba and Gabriel.
Yeah, I don't think many of us would have predicted how Arsenal are gonna defend so deep. I think they were gonna have a go at City, which they did not, and I think that's why I was saying earlier, it felt like Arsenal were there just to play for a point. At no given point did they look like they wanna give it a go at City. Usually when you play a game like that, in the last 10 minutes you sort of like let loose a little bit and try go for a winner, and Arsenal did not do that. So yeah, I don't think we would have anticipated that they're gonna defend so deep, and hence we went with Haaland, because a player like Alvarez, he gives you more in terms of tracking back, try to run into the pockets and whatnot.
If you deliver the ball to his feet, he'll be able to do a little bit more with it. No winner on the day, Len Moleko, but the biggest winner, Liverpool.
Yeah. They were probably watching that game on some
Never meant.
Yeah.
Give us the draw.
Keep it going. But the way things are looking, I think it's anybody's title to actually
3 points between them,
Yeah,
29
win or lose.
fixtures played each, 67 points for Liverpool, 65 for Arsenal, and 64 for City. The biggest pro there for Arsenal is they're only 2 points behind Liverpool, but a substantially bigger goal difference. And when it's this tight at the top, that could come into play.
You need that. And that's why I'm worried about Manchester City, because their goal difference is way below the 2. And if it comes down to goal difference, City are gonna be found wanting.
I agree. And I think that's the reason why Arsenal, from the beginning, obviously they had a bit of a dip in December, but from January all the way until mid-March, give or take, they have been making sure that they score as many goals as possible and then concede less. Because I think mathematically, Arteta understood that if he's not going to be able to beat, a Liverpool head-to-head or beat a Man City head-to-head, then at least he has another, something in his bag of tricks, and in this case, it's going to be his goal difference,
which is a good thing for Arsenal. If you look
a good
at
strategy.
Yes, and also what I like about the Arsenal of this year is that they are getting those points against the big teams. The reason that Arsenal did not win the league last season, it's because they couldn't beat a team like Manchester City.
I stand to be corrected. 4 points out of 6 from City. That's what Arsenal took.
Yeah.
And
Liverpool took 4 points from City as well.
Yes. City in the top 3, City are the only team that have not taken points from
The big boys.
From each other,
From
the
each
challenge,
other,
the
yes.
title challenges.
I just don't remember how Arsenal in the first round of fixtures, how did they play against Liverpool again? Was it a loss?
Can check.
We'll go through that now.
me
As I
check
go
now.
to the comments, Tabiso Teso, Marco, good to see you all. Mr. Moleko, Super Sub, and Len Danko, Tabiso. Legendary Me teasing Len for wearing a Chief shirt while they're losing.
Well, that was coming.
It was the cleanest one I had in the wardrobe, guys, before I left. So I just took it.
Letty Mpuka saying Arsenal played for the draw. They certainly did. And
You were
Legendary
saying what,
Me.
Arsenal and Liverpool, Arsenal and City?
No, Arsenal and Liverpool first round last year.
Give me 1 second.
And then Legendary Me also saying the draw between Arsenal and City is a great one. Liverpool will win the
Liverpool,
league now.
Arsenal won
that's bold.
3-2 at the Emirates.
And then they beat Liverpool at
They drew.
So they did not win against Liverpool. So it was a
No,
draw and
it
a
was
win.
1 win and a draw. So
So
it's
4 points against
points.
each of
That's
their
what I'm
title
saying,
challenges. That's a very
the
good record against the top three.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
the difference between Arsenal this season and Arsenal of last season. You know, they're getting points against teams that they're actually fighting for that top spot with.
At the risk of going on for too long on the three title challenges, and specifically Arsenal and City, Len Moleko, Declan Rice, the difference between this season and last, or Saliba's lack of injury?
I think Saliba's consistency in playing.
And the partnership with Gabriel consistently.
Odegaard,
Definitely Declan Rice. Definitely.
Huge, hey?
Made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Odegaard was there last season.
So what I'm saying, Odegaard, is the role that he has right now, I think it's more effective than it were last season, because Declan Rice is sort of there to give that surety, you know, when they're playing, and then he can be more enterprising going forward, you know, and I think it's proving to be a game changer for Arsenal. Hence, there are a lot of goals, you know.
And David Raya as well.
Yeah, David Raya as well.
Kai Havertz had his contribution in a period.
Yes.
But, I mean, his contribution can't be put next to Declan Rice's at all.
No,
obviously.
you can't.
But I think that you can also look at other members of the squad and how impressive they've been, like Jorginho, in terms of the role that he's played and the job that he's done.
And
like a
sometimes
good,
leadership
honest
role
job.
that he plays.
Yeah.
And Trossard as well, coming on from
White.
the bench.
I'm a big fan of Trossard.
Ben
Trossard.
White.
Yeah.
I think it's an overall Gabriel Martinelli as well.
Yeah.
I think overall there was some things that Arteta noticed that he needed to sort out.
Yeah.
And yes, the losing of the league towards the end last year might have been that education that he needed, because by the looks of things now, that headspace that the team was probably in, it's not there. They don't go into games with that dejection on some like, we lost yesterday.
Yeah.
They're not the Arsenal of old.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I will allude what you say to what you're saying, in a sense that if you look at that game, we all know what kind of game that City plays. You know, if you're Arsenal, to be able to defend that deep for the entire 90 minutes and not lose shape, you know, that's commendable. Those guys are switched on, and I think, and I'll say this, I think I'll be happier losing the league to Arsenal than Liverpool.
Jeez, why do you guys hate Liverpool so much?
I think most fans of any team but Liverpool would like Arsenal to win the league.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they're more deserving, you know, and the way they've been playing this season, I think Liverpool, some will say they do deserve it, but I think a lot of times Liverpool have been so lucky in certain games, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's what you need.
No, for sure. Hence,
I think,
I'll rather lose it to Arsenal than Liverpool. Interesting stats. The only time that Liverpool was on top of the league was at this time. It was 2019-20, and they went on to win it. It has never happened before.
Well, it's going to be an incredible run into the end of the Premier League season. While we're speaking about Liverpool, they did get one over their perhaps future manager, Roberto De Zerbi, and Brighton in a 2-1 win. My concern about Liverpool this season for winning the league is exactly what I said much earlier in the season. And it's something they haven't addressed, but they somehow still ground out results. Slow starters.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
that goal was
start
hard.
games so poorly that they perform so incredibly well in the second half of games. It was the same in the FA Cup fixture against Manchester United.
Yeah.
Man United were all over them for the first 40 minutes of the game, and then bang, bang, they come firing. But Liverpool, I think that would be the biggest hindrance to their ability to throw their hat in the ring to win this title.
But you might
is
say
the
that it's
slow
a hindrance,
start.
but maybe that also is what propels them in the second half for them to then perform optimally.
Sure.
You know,
A game
So
can
it's
run away
risky.
from you in
Yes,
the
I
Premier
agree.
League.
Especially
Yes.
this time of the
It's
season.
risky, yes.
In this league.
In this league, you know, you a team like Nottingham Forest goes 1-0 up in the first minute.
They can go 2-3-0 up if you're not waking up.
You know,
It's the Premier
and
League.
then they will defend with everything that they have.
But Liverpool, in contrast to that, they know that we switch on in the second half and we can even give you 4 or 5.
That's
Now
what
I'm saying
saying.
yes, that is the case. But however, at this time of the season, it's very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna kill that game as quick
And
as you can.
surprisingly, this is a Liverpool that's playing with babies still, players coming back from injury, a manager that's about to leave. They just look like the business. And yes, I know the sentiment of fans around the country, around the world, would prefer Arsenal to win, but Liverpool are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
No, definitely. They're on top of the league. It's just a matter of a preference. I would prefer to lose to Arsenal
guys, the
than
other
Liverpool.
motivator is that they want to bid goodbye to Klopp in a beautiful fashion, and I think that is also a contributor to them, sometimes lacking and not doing what they have to do in the first half. But then it's somehow they have a bit of a brainwave to remember that, by the way, we are doing this for this man with these teeth. So I think that is a contributing factor as well. They want to say goodbye to him in a beautiful fashion.
The romance of this league.
There we go.
Legendary me and Noah Isaac's not echoing your thoughts there, Super Sub.
Yeah.
Legendary me saying, as a Chelsea fan, I can't bear Arsenal winning the league.
Why?
We all know how they act with just
Why?
only being on top of the table. London rivals.
It's just
and
Chelsea,
Noah
guys.
Isaac saying, I can't stomach Arsenal winning the league. Their tears are so sweet.
Wow.
Bold. Right. So from the boring fixture of the weekend, I suppose, in a 0-0 to possibly one of the more exciting fixtures I have seen in quite some time. Newcastle United at home to West Ham. Early lead through Isak from the penalty spot. He had a phenomenal game.
Isak is such a gem, guys. Hey,
He is
such a gem.
Then West Ham pulled 3 goals back, took it to 3-1, and Newcastle through Harvey Barnes in the final minutes, in the closing stages of the fixture, turned it all the way around to 4-3. Newcastle do love a dramatic swing of fixtures. It's just it's happened to them the other direction before in the past. Len Moleko, you'll remember as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah. No, definitely. Never forget. But the thing with Newcastle is, I don't know if that fatigue that they had, is it now wearing off or?
Absolutely. I think they've got fewer fixtures because they're in fewer competitions now. They've managed to recover from a lot of those injuries. So expect Newcastle to go on and do well now, because we know how good a team they are. They shouldn't be it's not a real representation on the quality of that team to be sitting in the table where they are in 7th place, 2 points behind Man United, who are a much worse performing side than Newcastle.
Question then becomes, end of the season, you are the Saudis. Do you maintain faith in Eddie Howe, or you like, my guy, we are not seeing the same vision in this project?
I think it depends what players they're going to bring in before they can look at another manager. And we've been speaking about the manager market. Obviously, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Liverpool all going to require new managers come next season. What
make the pool
options?
less.
As it stands, because I'm sure that it's going to be once again one of those domino effects towards the end of the season or even the beginning of the season.
It's going to have to,
yeah.
you know?
As it stands, we only know of 3 teams that are.
Because if Eddie Howe's not at Newcastle, surely Brighton will be like, we're going to replace one good one with another good one.
But word on the street, well, I suppose he looks like he's leaving
Yes.
Brighton.
De Zerbi.
De Zerbi.
Yes,
Yeah.
but word has it in the streets there that Liverpool were like, you're not necessarily the target for us. I think it was Sky in Germany were reporting that De Zerbi and Nagelsmann are favorites
For the Bayern
for
job.
the Bayern job.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Obviously, if Nagelsmann gets the German gig, then he's off the table.
Yeah.
Then
Simple.
it
Yeah,
lives-
he'll be in the European Championships in
Yeah.
Germany come the off season.
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's see how that all pans out. Lots of time to talk about managers.
Guys,
Not much time
Are you
to.
tired today?
Why?
Because you guys are so. Is it me? Like, you're
What's
so
going
mellow.
on?
Okay.
Listen, I'm still sleeping from that Man United
Oh,
performance.
okay. Makes sense. Anyway,
Man United making Brentford look like Real Madrid on the weekend.
Yeah, look, I mean,
How was that 1-1 even?
wow, what a thriller of a stoppage time. Eh?
Yeah, but what a poor game. I couldn't
I mean,
believe.
Onana, he saved United.
Absolutely.
Really
And Tony was one hell
30
of a...
shots at Brentford,
Imagine that. And
facing 30 shots.
I mean, Tony hitting the woodwork twice.
Yeah.
Having a goal disallowed. How unlucky one can be.
It's we've I think there are two teams that we should stop speaking about on Onside ZA, brought to
Okay.
you by Betway, Gateway More. It's
Which
Kaizer
are the
Chiefs and Manchester United.
Why?
Because the narrative is the same every weekend.
It is
What-
monotonous.
What's the
was it-
narrative? How can you be so bad?
It's monotonous.
It's like we can take
Yeah.
last week's episode
Yeah.
to this week,
And then
no
just
one would
edit
even
it.
Nothing is
notice.
gonna change.
Yeah.
Wow, Len.
How do you
well.
feel about this, Marco?
Well, I think that Manchester United have some serious issues. And the biggest concern there is if you look man for man in that Man United squad, you say to yourself, there's quality there. You're aware there's quality there.
Yeah.
You've got Varane and Casemiro. You've got Marcus Rashford. Højlund seems a top player. Bruno Fernandes has to be one of the best number 10s in the league. And I think he'd be showing it at a better side. And he's a real warrior and he works for the team. But what is going on there? I mean, Kobe Mainu is the talk of the town everywhere because of how good he is for a young 18-year-old lad. And then they're all together on a pitch, a bunch of quality players that I don't think anyone will deny what I just said about the quality of those individuals. Together on the pitch, they look like they should be playing in League One, let alone the Championship. They could get thumped in the Championship.
Hey, so you've mentioned the quality. It's perhaps the bus driver then. Who else are we going to blame?
At this point,
Can't be the jacuzzi.
Can be. We've spoken about the jacuzzi.
It's and now that
It can be the owners. There's a new owner now.
well, hopefully all those changes because there's a new sporting director coming into play, etc. So from next season, we should be seeing what a more accurate Man United side looks like. But is Erik ten Hag the man for the job?
that's the question.
The only concern for me is that they're talking about Gareth Southgate.
You can't replace Erik ten Hag with Gareth
With
Southgate.
the national team coach.
You know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
But okay, I know some things rot overnight, but you can't tell me Erik ten Hag won a League Cup last season,
FA Cup final.
FA Cup final, finished in a Champions League place.
You can't say that that's all. But that was backed by a lot of Cristiano Ronaldo goals before he left. I think he carried United through the start of that season.
Yes, but he still left.
And then
in
Marcus
January.
Rashford came back from the World Cup scoring goals.
So again, it's I don't know, or is it Man United supporters are just not comfortable with the change of guard that's happening in world football, where City are suddenly the kids that are being spoken about.
No, you can't say that because Man United are underperforming for the quality that they have. It's not about a change of guard when you've spent that sort of money. You know, you look at Liverpool, what they went through over the years, but they weren't spending money.
You know what he's basically
Because
saying?
they're
And,
not spending right as well.
Yeah,
Poorly.
that too. But what, you know, and this is what's happening. This is what I'm seeing. And I understand that this analogy or this comparison that he's making with Kaizer Chiefs. You must remember that Man U is a legacy team as well. You know, one of the biggest teams, if not the biggest team in the world. And it is a bit of a not even a disappointment. I'm trying to find another adjective. When this team that is meant to be, you know, the leader is not doing as well as they should be. And fans are struggling to come to terms with that. That maybe they're not as good as people think they are right now. And that is a
Sense of
reality.
entitlement.
You know, Kaizer Chiefs is not as good as they are right now. And, you know, we may blame, you know, the coach left and the like. But
And how many of them have been there?
there we go. So the reality sometimes is that sometimes you're not as good. Or sometimes you are good, but the other guys are better.
Well,
At a given time. And this just might be the case right now.
Man United off to the bridge on Thursday night, playing against the other team that you have to say there's too much quality there for them to be performing as poorly as they
Chelsea,
are.
huh?
Cole Palmer without his goals, Chelsea would be looking over their shoulder at relegation. I swear it.
Yeah.
And it looks like City needs those goals as well. Huh?
Yep.
Would he even catch a game there still, though?
Yeah, look, I'm starting to look at. Sorry, we're digressing now. When I look at the City squad and I look at the replacement that Pep sort of brought in when he let go of a guy like Gundogan, you let go of a guy of like Mahrez. Kovacic is a great player, but he's nowhere near where Gundogan was. If you look at Doku, he's nowhere near where Mahrez is, and that could be the difference between Manchester City losing the league this season and actually winning the league.
And Jack Grealish still hung over from the treble celebrations.
He was fighting with. It looked like they were having a squabble at the end of the match.
Jack Grealish looked respectful about it. I think Pep is just that sort of guy. The intensity level of him is that even though the game's done, he's not going to wait for tomorrow to explain to you tactically what you should have been doing better.
We've seen it. We've seen him doing
That's
it
just
with.
Pep.
That's him.
And the players seem to be used to it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get to the dressing room. He addressed it as. Yeah. I mean, you remember he once had a go at Sterling as well. After he had a stellar game, I can't remember which game it was, Len, where Sterling scored a brace, and then after the game he continued addressing Sterling.
Well,
yeah, I agree with Neo Isaacs as well, though, saying that Gundo wanted to go though, and Mahrez as well. They couldn't match the salary demands.
No, of course, yeah.
So there was.
Barcelona-
I don't think Pep
was Barcelona
wanted.
offering more money.
Yeah,
or-
he's-
No. Gundo won. I'm
Gundogan
talking
is on
about
a higher
Mahrez.
salary than.
Oh.
He's on a
Mahrez
higher
went
salary at Barcelona than he was at City.
Yeah. So, and also the draw of Barcelona, that makes sense. But Mahrez didn't want to stay because he's going to go make killer money in Saudi. So,
Fulham is frustrating.
I know what you guys are all saying that City haven't replaced Gundo and Mahrez. How do you?
Yeah, no. Because honestly speaking, the goals that Mahrez used to give, and then Gundogan especially, when in critical games, he was just that one player that will just out of nowhere give you that individual brilliance, and that is the difference now. I mean, you look at Kovacic. I mean, there's not much that he gives. Unfortunately, he's got bigger shoes to fill.
Okay, let's move on from the Premier League by just closing off with our Betway picks. Arsenal against Luton. I think it's an easy one. Arsenal back to winning ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Midweek.
Easy win.
Arsenal at home to Luton.
And I feel like
Nah,
it's
it's
going to
an
be a
easy win
scoring
for
spree as
Arsenal.
well.
2.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big pitch, and Arsenal know how to use the big pitch. And Luton seem to do much better on their small little tight action soccer field there.
Yep.
So I'm in agreement. Arsenal to win, and I'd say 2.5 over.
Same here, yeah. So I'm saying 2.5.
Brentford versus Brighton. A bit of a nothing fixture. Neither team going to get relegated. Neither team going to go on and achieve European places, I don't think, at this point.
Score draw.
Yeah, could be.
'Cause
Ivan
both
Toney's got
teams-
quality.
yes.
Brighton's a good side.
Because, I mean, Brighton, one day, jiggy. Some of their players can just come to the party, like the goal that Danny Welbeck scored over the weekend. Brentford, we know they've got Ivan Toney. So with them as well, it's they've got goals in them. So I'd actually go for both teams to score, but I think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, but I think Brentford is going to want to win this one. And I think they're capitalizing from their previous performance against Man U. And I mean, most of us, if not everyone, was not expecting them to come out with a draw. So I think they're still flying high, and they just might want to win this one because of that.
2 people in the studio expected them to win that game.
And did I not say a draw?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I will.
Which one are you talking about? The Burnley one?
Brentford versus Manchester United.
Oh, yeah.
So Brentford against Brighton. I would go with a Brentford win or draw rather than going for a straight draw. I don't see Brighton winning away from home in this one. So if you're going to go with one of those picks, but I sort of agree with Len. I think my choice there would be that both teams to score should get pretty decent odds on that.
Yeah.
And then the result doesn't matter. I do expect both teams to at least bag a single goal. Man City versus Aston Villa. City are at home. City going to want to come back, get some points. Villa's a tough side. It's a tough fixture. But I think City have too much in them. And this is pre-Champions League and pre-weekend fixtures. They should be fine after their game against Arsenal.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they're going to try and get back to winning ways by all cost, and they're playing at home. I don't see them dropping points at home at all. And this is that time where I think Pep will want to push his players to just get on that gear where they just need to collect all the maximum points remaining.
Above and beyond Pep, how important are the fans in the Etihad Stadium for this fixture?
They are going to be angry. They probably still are.
Yeah.
Because they can be quiet.
They were
They can be really quiet fans who
They're
just
gonna-
sit and like say, hey, entertain us.
They're going to be more quiet, or they'll be quieter because they are disgruntled because Man City went and increased ticket prices for games. So there was actually a protest that was happening on Sunday about that at the Etihad Stadium. So them backing the team and being like, yo, but guys, like now ticket is £200.
It's like Arsenal tickets now.
Those ones accepted and moved on.
Yeah.
Okay, the most obvious midweek
Guys,
fixture.
can we also not just downplay Villa? And also
No,
remember
agreed.
that
We said it's a tough
Because
fixture.
they are going to put up a good fight.
I think Villa have been terrific at home this season in general. On the road, it's a little tougher
They've
for them.
struggled on the road.
Yeah.
And I think City will have just too much for them. But I think that's one of the toughest fixtures from this midweek set of fixtures. That's a better quality fixture than the next one I want to talk about, which is Chelsea versus Man United. That's two sides playing poorly. How important is this game for both sides?
Chelsea can just come out of the woodworks and surprise all of us.
Exactly.
Man United are still trying to consolidate a Champions League position, but things are not going there.
It's running away. It's running
It's
away.
going to run away, yeah,
further.
for sure.
Chelsea, Posh needs a statement to be made.
This could be it.
And you need, yes, we know Man United is, we call it a legacy team. It's like, you know, those old BMWs when my father was rich.
Yeah.
Those old long ones.
Yes.
That's what Man United
55
is
series,
now,
yeah.
right? But so for Chelsea, the motivation would be, actually, let's test our abilities about them now because they could potentially be our opponent.
In FA? Wait, is
In
it
the FA Cup
yes,
final.
In the
in
FA
FA
Cup.
is potentially yes.
Yes, in the FA
Let's
Cup
be
final.
honest,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen.
Why do you say that?
Because they're not going to beat City along the way. They're not going to win their semi-final.
Okay.
They're not a good enough side. We saw it in the League Cup final.
Yeah, no, I guess.
And an opportunity for
But
a
they
trophy
always
as well.
like pop up when these
And
big
that's the
games.
thing.
When it matters sometimes.
I think it depends which team they're playing against.
I mean,
I
they
think
couldn't
they
beat
were-
Burnley, but watch what they're gonna do to Man United.
They were fantastic against Arsenal. They
They were good against City.
were good against City. I just can't remember how they played against Spurs and Liverpool. But they come in certain games and you're like, which
one
Chelsea
is
is
this
this one
one?
now, right?
Exactly.
So against the menu, it's like, okay, cool. Next week we'll be talking a different narrative. And so I'm like, wow, Chelsea were actually magnificent. Where has this Chelsea been? Where has this Chelsea
They
been?
only
all
want
the
to
time?
show up for the big games.
Something like that.
And you can't do that in the Premier League. So, okay, your predictions for Chelsea at home to Manchester United Thursday night?
I'll give it a Man United win.
I'll give it a draw.
I'll give it a Chelsea win.
Hey, it's all over the place. I can't even choose a different thing. I'm biased. I'm a Man United fan. Man United play very poorly every second fixture.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be told, listen,
we
shut up.
all can agree on
It
that.
really is. I think they're going to have to show up today because they've got an even harder fixture on Sunday at home to Liverpool, which I think Arsenal and Manchester City fans will be watching that game closely because Old Trafford in a derby like that, such a big game,
Yeah.
that could be some dropped points for Liverpool.
Yeah. Suspicion here as well.
Moving on to Liverpool, as we speak about them, they play Sheffield United at home at Anfield in their midweek fixture. A drubbing?
It's a win.
It's an
Statement.
Are we talking 4, 5,
an easy
6?
Easy.
Maybe not. I'd say 3, but it's going to be an easy win.
I think so. Sheffield United have nothing about them. They've
They've
much
got
gone
nothing to
already.
offer
They've
in
got
this
nothing
league.
to offer. And Liverpool, very good side, especially at home. Sheffield United and those Liverpool fans aren't going to be like the City fans we were talking about where they're not going to show up. They're going to be pushing their side for this title. they're going to be pushing.
Yeah.
And Anfield is a tough place to go because that crowd is on top of you. It feels like the walls are falling in on you at Anfield, and the fans sing.
Yep.
Boy, do they sing and they make noise. It's a tough place to be a linesman, I tell you that. So those are some of our picks for Premier League fixtures. Let me just go through the fixtures again in case there's something that I missed coming up this weekend that I think would stand out. Arsenal have to travel to Brighton. I think they'll get points there as well. I think they're too good a side for that. Spurs will host Nottingham Forest. I don't think they'll have any problems at home to Forest. And Manchester City travel to Crystal Palace in the early Saturday fixture. Now, that can be a banana skin. 1:30 Saturday afternoon. You've had to wake up at 4 to have your pasta, as we've said. And at Crystal Palace, at Selhurst Park.
But Palace, again.
Not the same Palace we've seen before.
Yeah. They've just changed managers, you know.
Yeah.
There's a bit of instability there.
Every season has one or two of these, like Arsenal losing to Southampton last year. You know, every season has one of these.
Banana skins.
Banana skins.
Yes.
Let's move on to another premiership, the DStv Premiership, PSL. 2 wins in a row for Compella.
Yeah, he's cooking. Let him cook.
Let the man cook.
Yeah, he's doing well. I mean, he's that kind of coach.
He's Steve.
Yes, of course. But the worrisome thing about it is next season he'll be at Arrows and they'll just be like a mid-table team. But now I think the mandate is please get us out of a sticky situation, because what we see happening here is not cool. They might make the top 8. We don't know.
Well, they are currently in top 8.
Yes. The point differences are not that far apart. I mean,
Yeah, of course, yeah. But that's generally how the PSL is. You know, from top 8 sides, you know, from the bottom of the half, it's always very, very close, you know.
Actually, from the 4th team all the way until team at least 9, if not 10, you know, it's literally just a 6-point difference.
And
So
they've
anything
just
can
had
happen.
a 0-0 draw against Polokwane City in this evening's fixture. Going through the rest of the fixtures for the night, big surprise, a 1-0 win for Mamelodi Sundowns against Richards
Wow,
Bay.
well done.
but also take into account, I mean, it's we would have expected a drubbing there, but Sundowns had a mixed bag of players that they used for that game. Because, and I don't know who to blame for this, because Sundowns have got a CAF game on Friday night.
Yeah.
And they've just come back from Tanzania now.
Yeah.
So how do you, there's a space of 7 days.
Hey, the price for
Yeah,
success
but the beauty is
high.
Tanzania is not that far. It's a 3-hour flight.
Even so, I mean, strenuous. Just the
it's
travel
still-
on its
it's
own.
still-
it's
it's
a
still-
lot.
I'm
It's a
just saying,
lot.
it could have been worse if they were coming from North Africa.
Yeah. So, and I mean, there's a level of unfairness there, but what can we say?
Already with the current fixtures that Mamelodi Sundowns have, the Premier League will finish even later, you know. So there's something that we probably not doing right in terms of collaborating the two leagues, you know, and because we play in a European calendar and other teams don't play in a European calendar.
Don't you think that the African Football League also contributed to that? Because was the African Football League really part of the calendar?
No,
it wasn't.
It wasn't, and
yeah.
it just popped up, and then they just had to then up and go over and above everything else they have going on.
Well, they were 75 million richer, so
There we
they shouldn't
go.
complain.
So that's the price, I guess.
I think it's sometimes, and again, it's this week, like out of the 8 teams in the quarters, in the CAF Champions League quarterfinals,
Yeah.
only Sundowns did not get a bye, and like their fixture gets moved to another date. They're the only people who played a midweek fixture. Everybody else is either traveled or preparing for their respective return quarterfinal games this coming weekend.
Well, with Richards Bay dropping all those points against Sundowns, they weren't really expected to win. But what that means at the bottom of the table is that tomorrow night's fixture between Cape Town Spurs and Chipper United could have a substantial look on the table, because Cape Town Spurs could find themselves out of bottom spot for the first time in a long, long while if they were to beat Chipper United tomorrow.
But the way things are looking, I think now it's almost starting to look pretty clear that the battle is going to be between Richards Bay and Cape
Spurs.
Town Spurs.
Yeah,
for-
because even if Cape Town Spurs beat Chipper United tomorrow, they will still be 8 points behind Chipper and 9 points behind Swallows.
Yes, and even if they were to at least get to a position of 14th, if not 15th, they do lack consistency. So chances are the next couple of matches, they might just drop to the bottom again.
And then the other thing you're speaking about is the assumption that Chipper United and Swallows would be overtaken by both Richards Bay and Cape Town Spurs, and that's a big ask.
the points,
I
the
don't see
points,
that
the
happening.
points difference with the amount of games that are left. I think we went through the upcoming fixtures of those bubbling unders there. It might not happen. I mean,
I don't see it happening.
Yeah, and if
either.
you look at Swallows, they managed to beat Cape Town Spurs, though, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Cape Town City.
no.
No, Spurs,
No.
man. You're confusing me.
Okay.
Because I think they were playing Spurs.
Yeah, they
the
managed to-
game under the game they played under protest.
That's
Yes.
right, on Sunday.
Yes.
Yes, they won. So you have to beat those that are below you in order to
Yeah, and
course.
that could have really changed the look for Swallows if they lost that game, because Cape Town Spurs would be running right up behind them.
yeah.
Swallows play Orlando Pirates tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The original Soweto derby.
Can we just talk about how Orlando Pirates lost to Sekhukhune? And can we also just give a big kudos to Coach Lesiema, who has been doing great things. He joined Sekhukhune just recently, I believe in January. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Could have been or late last year.
There we go. And here he is now in third position. So he's doing quite well. And I'm pleasantly surprised that he was able to do that against an Orlando Pirates. Super Sub, I want to hear your thoughts on this one. And I'm sure you were watching this match.
No, I was not watching that match.
How do you feel about it still? Tell me. Talk about your
Look, I
feelings.
mean, big ups to Sekhukhune. I saw the man of the match was our former player Figo. You know, he looks,
Tambo.
yeah, he had a stellar of a game, you know. Look, I mean, it's Orlando Pirates, you know, and I've said this before, you know, Orlando Pirates
Blow
in
hot
the
and
league,
cold.
they blow hot and cold. And
Yeah.
it's starting to get frustrating, honestly speaking. It does not look like we are the Orlando Pirates that are going to finish second this season. You know, we are not collecting points when it matters the most.
They don't
And
see why do they lack urgency is my question.
Finish where?
Second
Second.
place. They're 5 points off that.
but we finished second the previous season.
But Staley's is,
So I'm
is
saying it
coming
doesn't
across
look
as a
like
more
we are.
consistent team than an Orlando Pirates
With-
as it
With
stands.
Stelly's collecting
That's what I'm saying.
scalps.
Yeah,
and
no,
Super
still is-
Sport United still have their two fixtures in hand of
There's
everyone
also
else.
that.
Hence, I'm saying it does not look like Orlando Pirates is going to be the Orlando Pirates that finished second the
However-
previous season, you know.
Is that a
Sup-
successful season though? Say you win the net bank and you won the MTN 8 and you finish 5th.
Look, it's gonna be difficult because you know, last season, yes, you know, I would have said yes, but you know, this season, as Orlando Pirates, we expect more. You know, we need to be up there challenging Mamelodi Sundowns with the players that Orlando Pirates have.
Challenging who?
Mamelodi Sundowns
Okay.
with the players that we have, we should be up there. I don't see why Orlando Pirates cannot challenge Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes, to be honest with you, as it stands, and we are all being realistic right now, Orlando Pirates is even struggling to challenge Stellies. And like you're saying, and I agree with you, Orlando Pirates should be a team that is challenging Mamelodi Sundowns, going at them head to head, and really contending for position one. But I think, you know, teams such as Orlando Pirates right now have become complacent and have just accepted defeat. In fact, I think they accepted defeat even before we got to this point. They already knew that Sundowns was flying high, Sundowns was going to lead. And I think that's why they're only focusing on, you know, winning trophies just to pacify their supporters.
Yeah, look, you can only pacify us for that for so
And
so
you're not
long,
babies
you know.
either.
And
5 years, 6. How many has it been?
it's,
8, 9, 10, 11. I'm asking.
look, what I'm saying is, you start to question whether, you know, do we need some sort of like change in the team, in a sense that do we think as Orlando Pirates that our manager can deliver a league for us? It doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Is it a case
Speaking
of...
interest, okay, yes.
Is the DStv Premiership now starting to become
Farmers League.
no billionaires, a billionaires league, because two teams that are owned by billionaires are the ones that seemingly are more consistent than all the others.
How do you know Mr. Irvin Cole is not a billionaire?
I'm
Good
talking
question.
about those on Forbes. Ne?
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Not
Not
under.
under the-
I didn't say that. I said I'm going on the Forbes list. I'm just,
You want to make it home?
I'm going on the Forbes list. But
something.
is and also if you look at Stellies and how they've managed their affairs, I think we've spoken about this on the show before. It does not look like they throw money at situations.
But they kind of do.
They might be, but they're selling half of their players all the time.
Yes, friend. But you see, that's how the other people operate. You might not see that they're actually using money, but they are.
Is it the presence of...
Well, they're not spending money like Sundowns.
That's what
They're
I'm
not
saying.
spending money
They're not
like
doing it in your
Chiefs.
face.
They're not spending money like
But
Pirates.
they are.
Do you know the salaries that Kaizer Chiefs are paying out there?
How do you know?
But,
Whose
Chiefs-
pay, whose
is
pay
Chiefs-
slip did you see?
Is
Kama
Chiefs
Billiard.
spending more money than Sundowns?
In certain
It
players,
depends.
yes.
It depends.
Because those are the two big spenders in the league, is Chiefs and Sundowns, right?
We need to clarify the spending from what the rumors say, because in this country you're not allowed to
divulge.
how much people get paid. But word on the street is Sundowns will pay big transfer amounts and sign-on fees and whatnot, or transfers, but salary not necessarily that huge. Chiefs is the complete opposite.
They have to attract players somehow. Players want to play for Mamelodi Sundowns. You play for Sundowns, you can play for Bafana.
Oh, and also what the other advantage with Sundowns is you win the AFL and you are told, go share that 75.
Bonus. There you go.
So anyway, you were saying, I just wanted to mention something very, very quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Super Sub, when you were saying that you're not sure exactly what is going on, is it the management or the like? We had an interview with a gentleman, and I'm not sure if I have to.
You can.
Yeah. So we interviewed
Augusto.
Prof. Yes, Augusto Palacios, and he was technical director, right, of Orlando Pirates. Correct,
At some
Marco?
point, yeah.
Yes.
And there are many things that he mentioned. In fact, Marco asked him what the role of a technical director is, and I think a team like Orlando Pirates right now that's what is lacking. A person who understands, what happens in the background, how to deal with players, how to deal with everything administratively, and you might find that is that one tick in the box that is missing at Orlando Pirates, and maybe that's why they're not performing as optimally as they should.
You can watch that interview with Prof.
Yes.
Palacios this Friday on the Podcast and Chill YouTube channel, where I speak to Prof about his history here in South African football. Really
Yeah.
great guy to talk to, really inspiring. So was really a great one. So be sure to tune into that one. Brought to you by Betway. Get way more. A couple comments here. Marco said that the derbies in the PSL don't have that thing anymore, original or not.
Really, that one is worse.
It says
I mean,
Neo Isaacs.
That one is worse.
The Swallows Pirates one.
Yes, that's worse.
Stellies have secured second spot, says Legendary Me. And he also loves Super Sub's ambition, but says no team will be challenging Sundowns. I assume he means anytime soon, because obviously Super Sub wasn't saying this season.
It's been how many years?
Yeah, and I feel like as
look,
it
I mean,
stands,
obviously,
it looks like
as
even
football
next season's going to
fans,
be the same.
Sorry, Tepi. I was saying, as football fans, we would like to see other teams being competitive. And I'm just saying that a team like Orlando Pirates, a team like Kaizer Chiefs, they really do have resources to go neck to neck with Mamelodi Sundowns.
And it's not like they're not spending the resources.
They're spending
So
them.
do they have a culture issue in the clubs?
So Sundowns have managed not only to throw money into their team, but also managed to put on structures that helps them run the club with fluidity. When Mutsipe's son left, Mamelodi Sundowns continued very well.
Mutsipe's son left.
Yeah, it's no longer in that position, is he?
He's the president of the club.
I don't know.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Kloppy.
Yeah, is he still?
Yes.
Oh,
Kloppy
okay.
still
I
works for
thought
Sundowns.
I read somewhere that he was gonna step down.
Is it, how old is he?
Matei Chida.
Tipi Tswada.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I thought he had left. I don't know where I got that. Sorry, guys. I thought he had left.
Okay.
No, according to me, from what I've seen, I know Kloppy still is working at Sundowns.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but the point that I was trying to drive home is that Mamelodi Sundowns have got like proper structures, and it's not a one-man show, and that is I think,
Where's the one-man show?
we know. We're not going to mention names.
Okay, some Betway picks for tomorrow. Golden Arrows host SuperSport United. In terms of form between those
to an
sides,
interesting one.
SuperSport United have 4 points from their last 5 fixtures. They haven't won a game in 5. They've lost 1 and drawn 4. Golden Arrows with 2 wins in their last 2 games. That should be a good game tomorrow.
Very, very good game.
Another draw.
Hey, the reunion of Steve and Brad Gavin.
And Gavin, it's going to be a nice
A
one.
draw, yes.
I think so. I mean, looking at SuperSport United's form, lots of draws there.
It would be interesting to find out what's happening at SuperSport because, I mean, they were literally sitting either third or second position for a very long time.
Them and Cape Town
It's
City
concerning.
have dropped off in their form.
Yeah.
Cape Town City with 3 points in their last 5. However, SuperSport United do have the 2 games in hand on that one. If they were to beat Golden Arrows tomorrow, they would leapfrog a few positions and find themselves in third again
yeah.
with the same number of fixtures played as all of those around them. So not dire for SuperSport United at all, but that form is not looking great. In contrast, Skakune have 4 wins and a draw, this evening's draw, in their past 5 fixtures, nearly perfect and completely unbeaten. And the draw coming against one of their perhaps competitors now, as you look at it for an African Champions League position, Cape Town City.
I was looking at that and I actually wanted to make the point on SuperSport United. They could just be playing 6, 5, maybe 4 because it's like, hey man, we need to avoid CAF.
Do you really believe that?
Do you think
If you're finishing in the top 8, respectable position, and you don't have to play in CAF Confed because
And Gavin doesn't like
I want to
traveling,
see.
hey?
I want to see the comments. Do you guys think that SuperSport United are sabotaging their own league position to avoid African football?
But I doubt that. I don't see Coach
then
Gavin
what's the
becoming
point?
that person.
What's the
doubt
point?
it.
it's and he's explained it before. Financially, it will drain you, and if you've got a thin squad where every second day there's an injury or your neighbors come and raid your fridge, you end up with playing babies on league and going on the continent. So it does not balance. There's a lot of teams that fortunately can afford to compete on both fronts, the league and on the continent. That's the Sundowners of this world. We'll see with Stellenbosch, but I'm sure they'll spread themselves across the African continent.
See what he did there with the Rama.
Skukune, we don't know. Well, they've tried it now when they were in the Confed, but they couldn't make it out the group stages. Cape Town City, I know Eric Tinkler also hates playing on the continent. Kaizer Chiefs,
He hates playing in the continent. Tinkler.
Yeah, he hates CAF football.
Well, at Paris he was enjoying it.
Yeah, because
They had the amenities for it.
yes.
They had the squad depth and the private planes and the whatnots.
So it's I
And
think
they
it's,
want to tell me that they're not billionaires.
I said Forbes.
Yeah?
I said Forbes.
Who's Forbes?
Okay.
Gift Real G saying he doubts that's actually going on. Legendary Me saying financially it's a bad decision, and also the squad depth. Ntozonke Co. They can never do that. They're just out of form.
Well, they're out of form now because
And
they don't
Letty
have
saying not in
players.
his opinion either. That it's self-sabotage on purpose, like strategic match fixing in a way.
It's being strategic. It's
Nah,
like,
there's no such thing, man.
I don't
okay.
see it.
Nah,
I don't see
it.
it.
These guys are professionals.
Hey, when your girlfriend's cheating on you.
I don't see
Okay.
it. I don't.
Other fixtures tomorrow night: Swallows against Orlando Pirates. We spoke about Chippa United versus Cape Town Spurs. We spoke about that could be a big fixture at the bottom of the table if Cape Town Spurs were to win that one, especially. TS Galaxy against Royal AM. Both teams safe, like
Yeah, but
substantially
Galaxy's taking
safe.
that
I mean,
one.
But Galaxy should
Yeah.
make easy work of
Yeah.
Royal AM.
Yeah, Cindy's
there's
been cooking.
3 points between them on the table as well.
Only 3. I would have thought
It's actually
TS
nice
was-
that Royal AM is actually under the radar. I don't think we look at them, with a microscope as much as we should. I don't think we even talk about them.
They
as
started the
often.
season
They're
quite
just
well,
there,
but-
But to be honest with you, when they got into the top flight, most of us, well, me personally, we were not even anticipating them staying for a season. You know what I mean? And look at them. Kudos to everyone there. They're doing something. They're cooking something.
Mamkhize.
Something.
They cry. I mean, they're frying. They're not cooking those ones.
Then another bottom of the table clash on Saturday. Richards Bay hosting Swallows. Important game for Richards Bay.
and for Swallows.
Should be an easy win for Swallows, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Richards Bay are in serious trouble if
They've
they
been
don't
in
get any
trouble.
points against Swallows there. And they could be the ones, based on current form, to go straight under.
Yeah.
Chippa United against Kaizer Chiefs. Easy win for Chippa. No, there's no easy
I'm
win.
going to keep quiet on this one. But Chippa is also another one of those teams that
I like how they play. Very exciting football.
they come to the party when they play against the big boys.
Supersport United will then play TS Galaxy.
That's going to be an interesting match.
Another draw.
Draw, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting, that one.
And then Golden Arrows find themselves playing against Orlando Pirates in the next fixture. This is a tough run of games for them.
Yeah.
no, not with
That's a
Golden
win.
Arrest. That's a win.
That's a win for Pirates.
It's a win.
Easy.
If
Easy
you know,
win.
you know.
Easy win.
And then a top of the table affair on Saturday with Stellenbosch against Skakune United.
That is going to be
Who's
another
playing
interesting
home? Who's
one.
playing away?
Stelli's at home.
Does it matter who plays?
Hey,
Stellis
by the-
Stadium, Stellis Abonasel.
By the one lens there.
Exactly.
I would give it to Stellies, man.
Yeah,
I give it to
look, I mean,
Sukune. I think they're doing something there.
but there's Cape Town wind, Western Cape wind. They're used to it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but
sort of-
I'm giving it to Sukune.
I remember Pirates used to struggle a lot playing against Santos in the Western Cape.
Even now, Pirates struggle when they play against
Spurs.
No, not Spurs. When they play against City.
Yeah.
So Cape Town is not an easy.
And
haunting.
that stadium still blocks off a lot of the wind.
Yeah.
In Greenpoint, whereas where Stelli's is, that high
Everything
school,
is there.
the university grounds there. It's a tough place to play. And Stelli's look good form for second place. Sunday, Cape Town City against Amazulu
City to win.
It's a City win.
and Royal AM against Polokwane City.
It can be a draw.
Yeah.
They pushing, they're coming along, but then they fall off, come along, fall off.
Yeah.
But
They haven't really been firing anyway.
yeah.
And
Draw.
then we will
It's a
talk
draw.
about next week's midweek fixtures when Mamelodi Sundowns return from the continent against Cape Town Spurs.
What happened
and
to them to
Swallows.
draw? They
3
were
points.
playing. Who were they playing? Simba. No, not Simba. Simba was playing
They're
Allah.
playing Nyanga.
Young
Younger.
Africans.
Young Africans again. eh?
Okay, so that's a
Okay.
wrap for PSL football. Quick one. CAF quarterfinal of draws. Only Alakli registered a win against Simba.
Yeah, it was a weird one actually.
Tough.
It's tough. I think I think
very
teams
tough.
are playing it very safe, you
It's
know.
not a joke.
And yeah, I think when it comes to the Mamelodi Sundowns, I think they were lucky to get out of that game with a draw. You know, I think Young really pushed hard. You know,
But they're going to altitude, Baba.
yeah, I don't see Mamelodi. Like Rulani said, they're gonna come out of this. He said they're in the semi-finals already, so I don't see Mamelodi Sundowns actually losing to Yanga.
That's what I'm saying.
Altitude, that side.
Younger is coming to altitude.
Yeah, but if they score a goal, it's gonna be problems.
If they
But,
score goal, Sundowns just needs to score 2 more.
We've seen the way that going through because of scoring goals away, you know. So if Mamelodi Sundowns manage to stop Yanga, then they will go through. But I'm just saying, if Yanga manage to sneak in 1 goal there, they get you get under pressure as a home side, you know.
Facts.
But maybe all the 257 fans will be at the stadium singing very loud.
Oh no, it will be packed to the rafters. It's gonna be free. You just need to wear your yellow shirt.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, okay, whatever. Can we move?
Find the one shady spot in the stadium there so that anywhere where the light touches, there's no fans.
Yo.
That kind of vibes. But yeah, it was a weird Champions League, but we'll see. Like this coming weekend, somebody has to make it to the semis.
Who are you fencing for the final, guys?
It looks like an Al-Ahly Sundowns to me, eh?
The path has already been done, right?
I believe so.
I don't have
Yes.
the path in
Actually,
front of
Bola
me.
actually corrected us the previous time.
Yes, the path was done. I think Sundowns will make it to the final.
I think so too. I think it's actually a season where Sundowns actually gonna get a second star.
You think so?
Mm.
That's nice.
It's
But
not
it's
nice,
plausible.
but yeah.
It's plausible.
It's not nice.
It's not nice for who?
Like, I don't even understand. Are we not all South African here?
No, I don't care for Sundowns.
Yo.
You?
According to Google, it's all to be determined. So they don't have
we don't have the
winner of fixture such and such and the
Yeah,
winner of
no
fixture
venues,
such and
nothing.
such. But ballers, you can correct us if we are
No,
wrong.
so game
No, I
match
checked.
1, like match 1 versus match 2, That's how they've like how the Champions League.
That is, but yeah, that's not listed here on the form that I've got in front of me, but it could be the case.
So yeah, it depends which. There we go. Quarterfinal. Wait.
We're looking for semis because the quarterfinals are determined.
Yes.
Yes, the
So they're
winners
all
of
TBAs.
the winner of quarterfinal 2 is gonna play the winner of quarterfinal 1, and the winner of quarterfinal 3 is gonna play the winner of quarterfinal 4.
So it would be Sundowns Al-Ahly because those are quarterfinals 1 and 2. Am I wrong?
And then obviously the return legs, and then winner of semifinal 1 plays winner of semifinal 2 in the final.
In the
But
final.
the path has been drawn. We just have to see who's going to occupy those places.
Ballers, let us know in the comments here if you have determined that and who you see playing against Sundowns in the final.
Yes, my babes.
Oh, Sundowns might play Al Ahly in the semis because
That's what I'm looking at now.
Quarterfinal 1 is Sundowns Young Africans. Quarterfinal 2 is Al Ahly versus Simba.
Right.
So whoever wins those goes to semis.
So that's why we're saying Al-Ahly looks like they already won against Simba. They're doing the second leg. Chances are they're going to win. Sundowns is playing Young Africans and might win this one. So like you say, it might be an Al-Ahly and Mamelodi Sundowns semi, right?
Yes.
And then that other two
Then
will
Petro
have
de
to go up.
Luanda, TP
Yes.
Mazembe,
Mazembe.
ASEC, and S Tunis.
And then, yeah.
In
So
the
that means we
other-
won't have a Sundowns and Al-Ahly final.
No.
There
That
we
looks
go.
like it's an impossibility.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on from the CAF Champions League and moving ever so far on. It's time to go around the world with Tepe Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and the Aviator app. Be sure to join the Aviator app today, where if you cash out before the little plane flies away, you could be a millionaire.
Hey, my man.
Guys, do you guys actually play at
I
Aviator?
do, and that thing.
And what happened, friend?
Hey, every time when I'm trying to cash out, it's crashing. It's so addictive, eh?
That is so crazy. And let's just jet off number 1 to Spain. This is feedback. You would remember that there was some controversy last year. This is because of Mr. Rubiales. He used to be the soccer boss for the Spanish federation, rather.
Yes.
And now it says that the prosecutors are seeking to get a 2.5 jail term for him. You would remember that last year he decided to do something inappropriate by kissing Jennifer Hermoso after they won the Women's World Cup. And he also gave her 2 taps in the back. And because of that, so the prosecution wants, to then have an entire case against, they do have a case against him. So they want to try him for his deeds. That also includes 3 other individuals who are also part of the federation, because it seems as though they were coercing the lady, Hermoso, to
drop the charges.
Not necessarily drop, but to act as though she was not offended or nothing wrong really happened. So yes, and I believe that she also has been awarded, I think, $81,000 for pain and suffering, and she should be receiving another amount for this one. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this one because it is a developing case. But as it stands, and you would remember he did say he saw nothing wrong and he spent another 2 weeks not wanting to step down, but eventually did.
He didn't even apologize for a while. That's an expensive kiss. A kiss
Yeah.
of death.
That's an expensive kiss, man.
Yeah, it cost him his career.
Hey, sexual harassment in Europe is something else at the moment, eh?
Yeah, it happens everywhere.
Crazy. The
and
thing is,
it's
the
not
world is
nice.
moving, and you sort of like stuck behind in your traditions. And I think a lot of people are viewing the world in the same glance. You know that certain things might be appropriate, whereas in your culture or in your
Maybe he just wanted to kiss
will
her. Maybe he's
keep-
been looking at her and he's like, this one. By the way, also the coach has also, because the story is that the coach of the Spanish women's national team also was doing some inappropriate things and he also was let go.
Hey, those Spanish
who's-
football women
Yeah,
are too
no, this-
attractive, maybe.
I don't know who was the one that.
stop touching people. Stop touching people. That's it.
Okay, I'll stop touching you.
Yeah.
Legendary me
Why
saying
you
a
guys
young
touching
million
each other
rands
to
for the
start with?
lady.
That, don't be weird. Like,
It's like when we meet, like, yo, what up? That's a touch.
Yeah.
oh, okay, I see you.
I used to hug ladies like as you meet them, whatever. But if you don't, you're just like, hello.
Yeah.
Do you know I'm just say to now you, my friend.
I don't hug anyone.
No, that I
But
don't
if
do
it's someone
either.
new, you
Yes.
don't know, whatever, you're like, hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you
Just
do-
bow your head
But
like
you know
a
what I do
Japanese.
with guys? I literally give you a fist bump.
Yeah.
Because some
You
guys
hear that,
will rub.
ballers?
Niggas-
You meet Seppi in public,
weird.
she will fist bump you.
No,
bro.
I will, Shem. That's what I do.
Yeah, no.
Let's move on. We're moving over to Argentina. You would remember
Who
that
kissed who in
Angel
Argentina?
You suck. Di Maria, you remember that he was threatened, him and his family. They were gentlemen, then went and shot at his house.
Sure.
Yes. Now, one of the suspects who was under investigation for drug trafficking when he was arrested confessed that he and 2 accomplices had made the threats against Di Maria's family. So they have found him.
Was it that Dutch footballer? What's his name?
The one that got convicted.
The drug trafficker.
Or the drug guy.
No, that's another. You see, bad boys.
Hey, drugs.
Bad boys.
Okay, so go on. Sorry, Tibi.
That's okay. So on Monday, which was yesterday, Di Maria's family's home in Rosario was shot by cops. No, sorry, it was a drive-by. So the shot at the house. The attack happened after Di Maria, currently under contract with Portuguese club. He's still at Benfica until June. Said that he would like to finish his professional career at Rosario Central. So I wonder why is it that when he mentioned that he wants to go and finish off his career at Rosario, that's when they shot at his house. So I'm not sure why they'd want to do that. We still, once again, there's a developing case. And yeah, shame, man. So these people have been arrested.
in South
And yeah,
America.
South America, look, every week, they don't cease to amaze us.
Do you think it's a rival club? It's like
Probably.
some of the ultras from a rival club is like, you're not coming back to Rosario. You're too
And
good.
taking our
Could
beds.
be.
Don't bring that left foot here. Don't bring that left wand. Stay in Benfica.
Hey, man.
Yeah, please stay in Benfica. Please, we need to. We've got a big game against Sporting tonight, Benfica, for the top of the Portuguese league table. So that'll be interesting. One legendary me. Thanks for the update. Yes, Quincy Promes.
Very, very quickly, a last one. This one, and I want your opinions on this one, gentlemen. We spoke about Adidas and Nike last week and, the switch and everything else. Another story coming out of Germany. Adidas bans sale of German football kits with the number 44. Now, the story is this. So the font on the actual 44 of the kits, it is said that they may have compared... Okay. Many have compared the font used in the number 44 kits to that of the Nazi Schutzstaffel, the SS Armen Nun symbol. The SS operated under Adolf Hitler and the Nazi party and was known to be one of the biggest perpetrators in the Holocaust. So that 44
Looks
actually looks
like
like
an
an
S.
S.
It looks like a swastika.
There
Nike,
we
change your
go.
fonts, man.
Adidas, friend.
Is it still Adidas?
I think
It's
for now,
Adidas,
the
friend.
kit that they're going to use now for the Euros because the contract.
It's the
only
last
expires.
one. It's the last Adidas kit.
Yes.
It's and I understand it's probably the choice of font specifically for the number 44, and hence they say no, the font is fine, but nobody's going to be allowed to actually buy jerseys and print 44 on them because that font would then
it looks some type of
Is
way.
there a play? I mean, surely there isn't a player in the squad with 44, because then it would be ridiculous to.
I could love
But
the number
spectators
44.
could have a 44 and
Yeah.
wear it around. That's
you see,
where the
now
danger
people will
is.
do it on purpose. Yeah.
Yes. So
This is the
I think
problem.
that is why when it was noted that this could be the case, then Adidas was like, okay, cool. Everything else, the number 44 in this font is not going to be made.
Until somebody can replicate it.
But then you do that, hey, you might get into trouble.
In
Oh, no, it's
Germany,
over for you.
they have serious laws
Yeah.
for any Nazi memorabilia,
anywhere in the world.
etc., etc. But Germany specifically has
specifically.
seriously harsh laws on Nazi memorabilia. That's why a lot of it is sold in the United States, just war memorabilia.
Yeah.
related to
So the
Nazis.
spokesperson for Adidas says and clarified that any similarities were not deliberate. People from around 100 countries work for Adidas. Our company stands for the promotion of diversity and inclusion. And as a company, we actively campaign against xenophobia, anti-Semitism, violence and hatred in all forms. So it was a bit of a mistake. But what if there was a person who's like, yeah, let me do this anyway? You know what I mean?
Man,
there's
that's a
no-
stretch. I
But-
mean,
but
surely
also
it's a
there's
mistake, right?
There's nobody who wears the jersey 44 in the German national team.
so
So
somebody picked it out on
Yeah,
purpose.
somebody
Yes,
picked it
in
up
fact,
in
it is an
design.
influencer. So the person who picked it up, I think I have the story. Let me see. But I did find the person who picked it up and went straight to the designers and said, hey, man, this might be a bit of a problem. And that's when they made sure that they remove it throughout the world. And that's all we have for you worldwide.
That was Around the World with Tepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and the Aviator game. Be sure to log on to the Betway app and play the Aviator game and cash out before the little plane flies away. With Betway, get way more. Remember that we also still have that amazing Arsenal promotion on the Betway app. Len, have you been betting on Arsenal fixtures to try and get yourself to play at the Emirates?
yes, I have.
Do you think you'll make it there? You're going to play at the Emirates Stadium?
Oh,
Will you
wait,
play
can
well?
I just say something? I just
hope
saw
so.
a tweet. Sorry, not a tweet, but a comment. When we were talking about giving ladies hugs, Legendary Me says you bow your head like a Japanese.
Yeah,
That is so
that's
funny.
it. That's the way. That's the way to do it.
Sorry, guys.
So let me get those details for you again. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Where if you place a bet of 500 Rand or more on any Arsenal fixture, you'll stand a chance to win an Arsenal VIP trip, valid till the 6th of April. So this is your last chance to get
bet
in
on
on
Arsenal.
the action. So
Yeah.
bet 500 Rand on the Arsenal fixture. And this is the game to bet
Yes,
the 500
I was
Rand.
going there.
Luton at
Yes.
home.
Luton game.
Yes.
Throw it in there, boy.
Turn your 500
then
Rand into
Luton wins.
550 Rand.
Hey,
What are the
Luton-
odds on that fixture?
Luton is very stubborn, eh?
They are.
Beside winning, Tepi, they might just go draw.
Do you understand?
But it doesn't
yes.
matter. You're still in
bet.
line
Yeah.
to win the trip,
Arsenal
right?
win probability for this game is 86%.
Yeah. So the odds.
88%.
So the odds are 1.1.
But it's like that girlfriend that you cheated on,
of
and
that
she's like,
fixture.
I'm not going anywhere. You're
So
going to love me.
Exactly like I said, you can turn your 500 Rand into 550 Rand. But even better is you could get that Arsenal VIP experience courtesy of Betway.
Nice.
Get way more. We have announced that we will have an interview episode for you with Prof. Palacios on Friday. We also have a watch along. The watch alongs are back next week, Tuesday. We will
Next week,
be.
Tuesday.
Is it next week, Tuesday?
It should be.
Should
Let's
be.
check.
Okay.
I believe so.
Is it the Real Madrid match?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
Real
next
Madrid
week,
is playing
Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
Okay, so Champions League
Oh, Champions League,
fixtures
yes, Tuesday to
coming
9.
up. Let's see. Champions League. We have a look at those upcoming fixtures. It is Tuesday, the 9th of April. That's next week, Tuesday. Real Madrid against Manchester City. We will be hosting a watch along for that fixture at 9 p.m. Our broadcast will start at 8:30. Yes, darling.
May I just say that we do also have an Arsenal and Bayern Munich. So those matches will be playing
We will
simultaneously. So it's going to be dope.
So we'll definitely follow that fixture as well, but we will be watching
The main.
the Real Madrid. Sorry, Len.
No,
we'll be
it's fine.
watching Real Madrid against Man City. We'll be watching the two best teams on the planet go head to head.
That's it.
Way.
Just a very quick little disclaimer here. in my opinion, the two best teams on the planet. Don't come at me. Don't come at me about that one. It's just my opinion. I think Man City and Real Madrid are the two best teams on the planet.
Okay.
Last season's Champions League finalists, the two of them. So it should be a terrific fixture.
Cracker of a game.
No, it's going to be a
Definitely.
crack of a game.
And what a great Champions League ending, these semi-finals. Some great teams in those Champions League games. So we'll be with you next Tuesday. It's on Back to Watch-Alongs with you, brought to you by Betway. Speaking of Real Madrid, Eder Militao is back after his long absence on the sidelines with an ACL injury. Great defender. Real Madrid haven't missed him. They've been fantastic in La Liga.
Yeah.
They've been flying. Jude Bellingham has been a sensation. We were singing the praises of Declan Rice as a signing for Arsenal. Jude Bellingham as a signing for Real Madrid. My goodness.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's been one of those findings.
That team is greedy.
So what's going to happen with him? Do you think he even has a place as it stands?
What's that? No.
Militao?
No, of course.
Maybe.
He's a
Yes.
quality
Militao.
defender. He's
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
quality
it's,
defender,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just about fully recovering
Which is
to
good
find his
see,
way
man.
into a starting
ACL
11.
has been a problem for a lot of players, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to see him back, it's good. I mean, I saw him warming up on Sunday when Real Madrid was playing. I forgot that La Liga's names. I forgot, but yeah, on
against
Sunday.
the Athletic Club.
Yeah, Athletic Club. Yes, yeah. It's just so good to see him back. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of Real Madrid against Athletic Club, Rodrigo bagging both goals, another assist for Jude Bellingham. What a season he's had. His goal contributions are through the roof.
Yeah.
In both assists and goals that he scored himself. And Lunin, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, deputizing for Courtois in a terrific way. He's been a sensation as well in goal. Real Madrid haven't even missed Courtois.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well,
But
isn't
look,
he going? Wait, no.
He's going to, looks like he's going to miss the European Championships
Yes.
because he's had a reoccurrence of the injury that he now suffered in the friendly fixtures on international duty with Belgium. So it looks like he will also miss the European Championships. So his season is over with Real Madrid, but they're not feeling it as badly. I mean, he was really the hero for Real Madrid in years gone by in the Champions League. He's been a terrific goalkeeper for them, but they don't seem to have missed him terribly. And what a squad Real Madrid have. It's going to be a really tough fixture next week for Manchester City. Of course, we'll talk more on that as it comes, as we broadcast live with you. Another team in the Champions League is playing against one Arsenal side who are in their first semi-final for quite some time. Quarter-final, my apology, quarter-final. Their first quarter-final for some time. Bayern Munich against Arsenal. Thomas Tuchel has given up on the Bundesliga title chase.
Yeah,
It's
shame he
gone.
had to concede. Shame.
It's finished.
Yeah,
he wants
it's
to-
realistic.
I mean, he lost to Dortmund. I mean, I think the gap now is like 13 points.
Yeah, it's too big.
And it
Nah,
keeps
it's
on getting
Leverkusen's
bigger.
been too good.
If
That's as simple as that.
he has to just focus on the
Still
Champions
haven't
League.
lost a match, hey?
If he wants to go
Yeah,
out on
still
a,
unbeaten all season.
if he wants to go out on a high, then just focus on the Champions.
That's it, yeah.
Because he's out of the DFB Pokal.
Yes.
League is gone.
Gone.
So
Just focus on
the
Champions League.
Yeah. Because
And-
it's how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 5 games, you could win the damn thing.
And now that Leverkusen has that gap in the Bundesliga, they can really go at the Europa League as well.
Yeah, they can
Against West Ham.
West
No,
Ham.
but still,
Don't underestimate West Ham.
How?
We never thought they would get as far as they did.
Last season, yeah.
Yes. So
They won the Confederation
Conference,
Cup.
yeah.
yes, Conference Cup.
Conference Cup.
So don't underestimate David Moyes, boy.
Now let's see. But hey, this is
There's no Declan Rice in that
this is
squad.
Leverkusen, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's still some really tough sides in that competition that you'd have to
Navigate to that
such as
position.
Liverpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is one. Speaking of, let's close off on this. Bayer Leverkusen's Xabi Alonso has confirmed, as you alluded to, super sub last week, that he should stay for at least another year. He resoundingly echoes your thoughts.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense, to you've built a team to that level, and usually when you build a team like this that is so formidable, it usually carries on for another season or two on the high. You don't want to do all that work and then just up and leave and then go start again another project in a team like Bayern Munich that you're not sure if
Liverpool.
or Liverpool, you're not sure how it's gonna turn out for yourself. Rather just see it through and then build your own legacy in a team like Leverkusen. If he goes, let's say for 3 seasons, and out of those 3 seasons he wins Bundesliga maybe twice, he's got a solid foundation to work at any given team.
Yeah, and there could be a Real Madrid job available in another if he waits another season. Whereas Carlo Ancelotti next season could really be his last season as Real Madrid boss before heading over to Brazil to coach the national side there.
And they're probably whispering at him already, because he's got relationship with them,
Yeah, so he I believe he had a clause in his contract that there's only 3 clubs he can go to, and it's Bayern Munich, Liverpool, and Real Madrid. His former sides that he played for. Apparently these could all be rumors, but those would be the 3 choices of clubs that he would want to go to. And Real Madrid job would be a fantastic job for him, surely. If he could get a few good solid years with that young Real Madrid talented side, if he could be the manager to take Kylian Mbappe in his second season, Alphonso Davies coming in, and then all the other talent glittering that Real Madrid side, that could be the job to go for. So, yeah, kudos to him for sticking around. I'm sure the Liverpool job and the Bayern Munich jobs were very tempting, but a good decision on his behalf to stick it out another season.
Not true.
That makes Roberto De Zerbi and Amorim from Sporting the 2 hot properties in managerial football at the moment.
Yeah, and Mourinho is still unemployed.
Bayern Munich?
Mourinho at Bayern.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, it would be a good one. It would be his last
and
chance.
it would draw so much attention to that league just by him being present there.
I still want to see Mourinho, at high level and sort of like winning a Champions League or a league for that matter in a league like Bundesliga or or even EPL.
Barcelona and Liverpool are looking for managers. Jose Mourinho probably won't be on their list with all the success he had at Real Madrid specifically, and then also being a rival to Liverpool for all those years at Chelsea. And then I don't know how many managers managed to be a manager at Manchester United and Liverpool. I don't think that happens very often at all.
It would be interesting to see him at Bundesliga, actually.
It would be very interesting indeed. Another interesting thing, don't forget, Friday on the Podcast and Chill YouTube channel, Prof. Palacios joining myself and Tepi on the Onside ZA show brought to you by Betway. And we are back next week with a watch-along for Real Madrid against Manchester City. From me and the team, Danko, Len Moleko.
Boom, boom, boom.
Tepi, darling.
Sweetness.
Thank you so much to you, Super Sub.
Peace.
And thank you to all of you, the ballers. This is Onside ZA brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Be onside. Don't be offside. Be onside with us and Betway. Danko.
Means thank you.